tradition. Perpendicular position, no longer in that mummy state. They lied to us, said we got shipped from miles away. But the old Mac heads look just like me. The flow a gift like patron St. Maurice. That's charitable, these lands inheritable. We're virgin of a state inevitable. So stop the cheap, I'm on a plane out of your reach. And I ain't talking Delta seats. All metaphysics with a well-blended civics. We caliphs, not lieutenants. This got us jealous like Musa bin Nusayr. Drew Ali revelation, Nuke Moors is here. Displaying the art, Khalifa society, matriarch.
Moorish master MC, also a grand sheik. Delectable Negroes, barbecue when the
Sufi mystic, T-pour from the hype Moorish tradition. Perpendicular position, no longer in that mummy state. They lied to us, said we got shipped from miles away. But the old Mac heads look just like me. The flow a gift like patron St. Maurice. That's charitable, these lands inheritable. We're virgin of a state inevitable. So stop the cheap, I'm on a plane out of your reach. And I ain't talking Delta seats. All metaphysics with a well-blended civics. We caliphs, not lieutenants. This got us jealous like Musa bin Nusayr. Drew Ali revelation, Nuke Moors is here. Displaying the art, Khalifa society, matriarch.
Moorish master MC, also a grand sheik. Delectable Negroes, barbecue when the clan meet. See me in my fairs, won't mistake me for black man. I'll call it, might assume I'm a Masonic brother. Brown chronic lover, either roll or edible supper. Vibrate at a high rate, turn to a dimension jumper. Hit the soul plane, quick build with the prophet. Get back to the earth plane, dismissed on the docket. Magistrate lane and vomit, janitor bring the comet. No bond paid, temple gets a deposit. Sketch not composite, left no witness, left blue on the litmus. Get altitude sickness, so high on your head. Whenever I spit this, I'm the type to forget, so you get no forgiveness. Business is strictly like Eric and Parrish. Moreno is my status if you're speaking in Spanish. Man or manish when I draw from the chalice, looking like the paintings of Arabs. Tiger head rug in the palace, accepting your challenge. Final glove slap since you thought I was average. Carried by 1,000 scarabs over the hot sand. Last name comes from Moors that rule Scots land. Black or Moors you thought Elizabeth got banned. Drew Ali name known again was not planned. Try to call me Indian, no that will not stand. Forget to say the prayer, now I feel I'm in Copland. Forgot the amethyst, start rubbing on stone shaman. Cause a glitch in the matrix, stop feds from charging. Body frozen walking past, the eyes enlarging. With a ray gun like Marvin Martian. That's all folks when we activate carbon. End it all like arson, or your face on a carton.
I'm a Moorish American man, national. 360 degrees is added to my arsenal. Like a carpenter, I be building temples.
The Sufi mystic, T-pour from the hype Moorish tradition. Perpendicular position, no longer in that mummy state. They lied to us, said we got shipped from miles away. But the old Mac heads look just like me. The flow a gift like patron St. Maurice. That's charitable, these lands inheritable. We're virgin of a state inevitable. So stop the cheap, I'm on a plane out of your reach. And I ain't talking Delta seats. All metaphysics with a well-blended civics. We caliphs, not lieutenants. This got us jealous like Musa bin Nusayr. Drew Ali revelation, Nuke Moors is here. Displaying the art, Khalifa society, matriarch.
Moorish master MC, also a grand sheik. Delectable Negroes, barbecue when the clan meet. See me in my fairs, won't mistake me for black man. I'll call it, might assume I'm a Masonic brother. Brown chronic lover, either roll or edible supper. Vibrate at a high rate, turn to a dimension jumper. Hit the soul plane, quick build with the prophet. Get back to the earth plane, dismissed on the docket. Magistrate lane and vomit, janitor bring the comet. No bond paid, temple gets a deposit. Sketch not composite, left no witness, left blue on the litmus. Get altitude sickness, so high on your head whenever I spit this. I'm the type to forget, so you get no forgiveness. Business is strictly like Eric and Parrish. Moreno is my status if you're speaking in Spanish. Man or manish when I draw from the chalice, looking like the paintings of Arabs. Tiger head rug in the palace, accepting your challenge. Final glove slap since you thought I was average. Carried by 1,000 scarabs over the hot sand. Last name comes from Moors that rule Scots land. Black or Moors you thought Elizabeth got banned. Drew Ali name known again was not planned. Try to call me Indian, no that will not stand. Forget to say the prayer, now I feel I'm in Copland. Forgot the amethyst, start rubbing on stone shaman. Cause a glitch in the matrix, stop feds from charging. Body frozen walking past, the eyes enlarging. With a ray gun like Marvin Martian. That's all folks when we activate carbon. End it all like arson, or your face on a carton.
I'm a Moorish American man, national. 360 degrees is added to my arsenal. Like a carpenter, I be building temples, but mentally noble Jew, I lead the measure and stick your activities. I came here to pregnancy, changing negativity. Precisely, my purpose is to uplift humanity. So why you mad at me? Cause you know I'm a Moor. 2,000 years with the prophet like I've been here before. Go ahead and diss the prophet cause you're so immature. When justice come knock at your door, bodies will get the floor. Like a fofo, puzzle your brain just like a jigsaw. Muti cut your head off and did we play ping pong? Looking through the peephole cause you hear the ding dong. I don't sing songs, I'm the champ with no rings on. Concrete jungle gives a fuck about King Kong. I'm ready to go and when I die I scream out yeehaw like Kid Jaw. Cause my last words will be Islam. What up more? My higher self is keeping me this calm.
Thanks to Sean De Niro for this one.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil literal lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. Or keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio.
Made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gate Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil literal lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. Or keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Sorbet, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J, Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight. But people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. The stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astro plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squash my heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. Won't let go prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the pole magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book are maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence. Ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Bet you won't. Bet you won't give it a try. We already know you won't give it a try. You wouldn't even dare try. Talk crazy to our people though. Islam to all the Moors. Somebody sent me this one, so. No withdrawal is the man. Just remember that. No withdrawal is the man.
Into
everybody who knows that they're Moors, honors to you right now. Honors to all the Moors. Everybody's big mad. Big mad. Just keep doing what you're doing, Moors. Don't even worry about what anybody's saying. Don't worry about what anybody's saying. You just keep on the course. Don't worry about anybody's saying. You just keep on the course. Because all the ancestor stuff that they said is coming, chickens coming home to roost, all that stuff manifesting right now. So we already know that all of our leaders, male, female, or whatever like that, that brought us the real, we know that they're prophets. Yeah, we know that they're prophets. Yeah, they came with a message to deliver the people from the Allah or God or whatever, and yeah, that's all it is. But there's the other side of it. There's the side of it where our people are thinking that what Moors are talking about has nothing to do with them, right? And they don't want to have anything to do with Noble Drew Ali. They don't want to have anything to do with Moorish nationality or anything like that. When the reality is everybody knows and people are big mad right now. You worry about some Europeans running the capital? These Europeans here you need to be concerned with. Don't worry about running in the capital, people. When we talk about the term that we're going to put out there for people, more has been known about this term. Constitutional psychopathic inferiority. Constitutional psychopathic inferiority. Go look it up in a law dictionary. People who are afraid of the Constitution. People who would do anything except Constitution. Similar to all these people who like to say that they're everything except Moors. And then when you look at Moors and Constitution, there's a relation there. Because not only did Noble Drew Ali bring you a Constitution to show your dumbass that how this is what you better be on, having a Constitution. If you're saying you're a nation of people, you better have a Constitution. You have a Constitution? Yeah, United States of America, jurisdiction, lock him up, put him on the guillotine. Next one. You have a Constitution? Zodiac Constitution. You go over there. You got a Constitution? The Act of 1780, whatever, put him on the thing. You got a Constitution? Divine Constitution and Bylaws of Moorish Science Temple of America? Yep, you go over there. You got a Constitution? Well, we're black and the black gods of Egypt, put them in the thing. You got a Constitution? Zodiac Constitution? Go over there. Zodiac Constitution. Go over there. Well, the Hebrew Israelite gods told us that. Oh, go over there. Next person. What are you riding on? What's your Constitution? Moorish American Constitution? You go over there. People are big mad at Moors right now.
there is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. okay? You saw after midterm elections, we saw so many Muslims elected. I don't know the exact number, but there were quite a few. We had that woman out of Minnesota. Now she's going into Congress and she's got to wear a head covering. They want to put their hand on the Quran and be sworn in. No, you have to be sworn in on the Bible.
Oh! Huh? No, you didn't, white girl. Karen, what are you trying, Karen? Hey, Karen, what are you trying? Karen, you know who we are? Karen, they lied to you, Karen. They lied to you. Karen, they lied to you. Karen, where's Karen?
There is an Islamic invasion
Marjorie.
into our...
Marjorie Taylor. Marjorie Taylor? Green? They lied to you. They lied to you. You think you got some million hits because you got some type of, yeah, you're just talking crazy. Oh, yeah, you're talking crazy. Let's put you on game, Marjorie. Since you want to talk about people taking oaths and all this type of stuff, let's put you on game, Marjorie. The complicated history of Thomas Jefferson's Quran. Huh? What? Thomas Jefferson. Isn't that a modern European guy? Isn't that a European guy? That's a European guy, right? That's a European guy. Isn't this a European guy? Why does this European guy have a Quran? And then why is Karen?
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. Okay, you saw after midterm elections, we saw so many Muslims elected. I don't know the exact number, but there were quite a few. We had that woman out of Minnesota. Now she's going into Congress and she's got to wear a head covering. They want to put their hand on the Quran and be sworn in. No, you have to be sworn in on the Bible. But we have an Islamic invasion into our government office.
Oh no, we have a foreign European invasion. We have a modern European who don't know their jurisdiction invasion. Because this is the Moroccan Empire, if they never told you, Karen Marjorie. You're not home, Karen Marjorie. You're not American. Let me get you on there, soldier. You're not American. You're a modern European. So, all that making Islam seem to be negative is a farce. It's a fiction, and these people are committing high treason. Don't forget, that's not our constitution and all that stuff. That ain't our stuff. We got our own constitution over here. We're Moors. We don't care about these people and their amendments and whatever they're doing. That's their jurisdiction. What's that got to do with me? What's Canada jurisdiction have to do with me? They know they're a private corporation. Why would they even want me to be dealing with them? Because they're a colonizer. So when you're in the position of a colonizer, just like somebody put up the other day with Artie. Artie got mad and let the cat out the bag. That we won the war, so that means we get to steal everybody's land. Oh. Thanks. Thanks, Artie. Thanks, Artie, for showing your true colors, that you're a colonizer. So once you take the jurisdictional position of colonizer and you start mislabeling the Aboriginal and Indigenous people, I don't care what they did. I don't care if they murder somebody in front of your face. Who are you? You're a modern European. What are you talking about? You're going to give him 60 years or whatever like that. How come we don't put him into the hands of the family who he murdered? How about that? For some law. How about forget court? If one of these guys go around here and they murder somebody's son, daughter, child, dad, uncle, whatever, doing some BS, driving drunk or whatever, don't send them to jail. Give them to the family of the people who he murdered. I bet you people stop doing crazy stuff. Because it might take a few people being put into the hands of the people they murdered for it to click in for people. Because our people like to, like Drew Ali said, we will learn at the point of a sword. Our coattails have to be burning before we learn something. So it might be the hard way that we learn, but you're gonna learn. Just like these Europeans have to learn. They're not Aboriginal and indigenous to the Americas. I don't care how good these Europeans are to me. It's nothing personal, but you're a foreigner. Oh yeah, that's true, you know what I mean? Yeah, because I'm British and all that stuff. And the iron, that's why, we like to go to the bar and all this. Yeah, well, nationality, right? Yeah, nationality, okay. And our conversations are not just with European commoners. We know Moors who talk to every jurisdiction of a European. Board table, whatever. Guy who you think is somebody because he has the big desk with the flag in the back, so he's the leader of something. We know people like that who met Moors. And everything always comes back to, well, what's wrong with all the other people? We get that you're Moors. I'm the Moroccan ambassador right now in front of you Moorish Americans in the 1980s. I'm letting you know that we get you. We are not in opposition of anything that you're doing. The problem is, what about all those people outside of this festivity that we're having for Noble Drew Ali, that Negro, black, colored people are still out there? This is why the job of the traders was not to be active. So people don't see this in action everywhere they go. Everywhere they look, they see a Moor. Bet you people want to be Moors tomorrow. Every time they went outside, they saw a Moor. Hey, hold on a second. I'm seeing Moors like how we see Chinese people popping up and Asians popping up and all these different nationalities just popping up, building a community. In our community, that we supposed to have our community. It's only our community if we're doing some drugs and some BS. Other than that, it ain't ours. Like, we're not doing anything to make the place better. Murdering each other. But that's what you get when you start playing games with not knowing history. Because if you don't know history, you don't know your place. And if you don't know your place, you might be out of place in your actions and don't get mad when you're out of place. Because you already know, as a young buck or whatever like that, when you're around the elders, you don't talk until you're spoken to. You talk, you might get your ears wrong or something because you're talking crazy. And that wasn't abuse or nothing like that. No calling somebody, some European foreigner again, calling them, oh yeah, that guy beat that child, so that means that. When, well, shit, what would you do if he did something crazy? Beat that ass. Because that's just how it goes. It's nothing personal. What are you doing? So the madness is being viewed by Moors. We're seeing the madness happen. Like, this is utter madness. What's she mad about? She's a colonizer. She's already living off of the spoils. She's already living off of the spoils. Then talking crazy. You can't talk crazy if you're living off the spoils. You should have said no to the spoils and then talk crazy. You can't take the booty and then talk crazy after. Like, come on. You can't. Because he stole it. There's an error that you're not letting Allah claim. And the only claim is if you're in your own land. If you're not in your own land, you don't have jurisdiction to even talk. Because first of all, we're going to say, hey, okay, what's your nationality? You're going to be American or U.S. citizen or something crazy. That's not a nationality, Karen. That's not nationality. Now, so to get back on point now, why she's talking crazy, and you do the research and you find out that all these Europeans who founded this whatever were down with Islam. They weren't against Islam. Islam wasn't some terrorist cell trying to come in and do that's not. How much honor are they giving to Islam if they're taking oaths on Qurans, not Bibles? What kind of crack are you people smoking? That you don't see everything has been already given up to the Moors? It's just up to the Moors to claim their stuff. They don't want to claim it. They want to play Negro black color games. Because they saw on YouTube being a Moor means that you're going to be, harassed by the police and they might murder you like Fred Hampton and all this. What are you talking about? Yeah. Please. This stuff's been done. Those were their last-ditch efforts to try to stop this. Because those were some of the last constitutionalists, the Panthers. And everybody stopped talking about Constitution, everybody's on some Civil Rights Acts. Until the Moors came again, brought it back to Constitution. What are you people talking about? This is not Europe. This is America, and you're not American, because American is dark-skinned people who were here before modern Europeans. And it's nothing personal. We're just not being Negro black colored anymore. If those guys want to be Negro black colored, that's cool. They could play their little game with you. You know what I mean? Let you say nigger sometimes and all that BS. Do their thing. We're just letting you know, don't talk crazy about Islam. Because when you talk crazy about Islam, you're talking crazy about Moorish history and Moorish culture and Moorish science, Moorish everything. You're not just talking about Islam only. You're talking about a system of existence that was in existence before these people were even in existence. How are they talking crazy? As if they have jurisdiction like that. But the only way they think that way is because people like us aren't saying that they're Moors. They're saying they're Negro black colored people. And it doesn't matter what they call themselves because they feel emotionally attached to some lecture they did. Somebody said African names, so that's what they are. Lost. Just in the black hole, just twirling. Don't even know that nothing's going on. Just twirling. Into the abyss of nothingness. Chasing after a fiction. And then these Karens get to talk crazy. Because the same Negro black colored people are going to back her because they're going to be talking crazy about the Quran when it's their stuff. They're thinking that it comes from some pale Arabs. It's the pale Arab stuff, so that has nothing to do with us. When the founding fathers were had relations, friends, enemies, allies with Islam, but they take an oath on the Quran? Is there something wrong with this picture? Either the founding fathers were devout Muslims, or she's tripping. Because you can't talk United States of America without talking about Islam. You can't talk about American without talking about Islam. You can't talk about United States citizen without talking about Islam. You can't talk about United States Marines without Islam. You can't talk about United States Army without Islam. You can't talk about United States anything without Islam. Buildings, libraries, department of whatever, everything has to do with Islam. Why? Just because they feel like it? No, they inherited your stuff. Because you don't want to be Islamic. And then now they're telling you, oh, look, they're letting all the Islamic people in and it's a takeover. No, that's how it's supposed to be. That's what's supposed to be happening. If the founding fathers' library papers show early tolerance of Muslim and Islamic faith, how could Karen be talking crazy? The founding fathers were down with Islam. They did not dispute with Islam. Why? Because Islam gave the United States their jurisdiction that they have right now. And it's not so much as they're violating something. We're violating something by not being Moors. Because you want to play games. This European's telling you that there's an Islamic takeover right now. Do you think the world's not waiting for you? They're getting themselves in place, and our people playing ball and entertainment instead of using their superior influence to change the minds of our people out here. And very few do something to help. That's the putting the pair of pants on a horse that they were mocking Noble Drew Ali about. That our people would continuously be acting like the horse instead of acting like a human being. Why are you acting like a horse right now? I'm trying to put these pants on so that... No, but... Be a human being. Everything around you is happening to show you that it's time. It's time now. You're not tired of being sick and tired? You're not tired of being sick and tired? You still want to be sick and tired still? You really don't want to be sick and tired anymore? You don't think it's time to stop being sick and tired? But we already know they won't. Because in Drew Ali's time, they murdered him. Them Negro black color minded people that are out here today. Like that's where it's at. But they'll say nothing to this Karen right here talking crazy. They'll tell you about all this illusionary boogie monsters and all this stuff. But they're not going to tell you about these Europeans talking about your birthright. Any type of black stuff, oh yeah, they're going to go deal with that. As soon as it deals with Moors. With more than 55 million items, the library's manuscript division contains the papers of 23 presidents, from George Washington to Calvin Coolidge. In this article, Manuscript Division Chief James Hudson draws upon the papers of Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and other primary documents to discuss the relationship of Islam to the new nation. Many Muslims feel unwelcomed in the United States in the aftermath of September 11th, according to newspaper reports. Anecdotal evidence suggests that substantial numbers of Americans view their Muslim neighbors as an alien presence outside of the limits of the American life and history, while other minorities, African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans, were living within the boundaries of the present United States from the early days of the nation. Muslims are perceived to have had no part in the American experience. Readers may be surprised to learn that there may have been hundreds, perhaps thousands of Muslims in the United States in 1776, imported as slaves from the areas of Africa where Islam flourished. Although there is no evidence that the founders were aware of the religious convictions of their bondsmen, it is clear that the founding fathers thought about the relationship of Islam to the new nation and were prepared to make a place for it in the republic. How come they didn't say democracy? How come not make a new place in this democracy? And we're talking about the founding fathers right now. And why would they make a place for Islam in the republic? Because they're obligated to, because that's who gave them the authority, Islam. They're not just over here because they felt like it. They got permission from Morocco to be over here. Which again lets you know that they're foreigners. Why would they need to get permission if they weren't foreigners? A lot of people don't want to deal with the Moorish history part. They want to deal with the black history part, which is after we fell into slavery or whatever. They don't want to deal with the interaction between the Moors and the Europeans in order to try to stop these wars between the Moors and the Europeans that's been going on ever since certain people got out the cave. The barbarous ones. All these relations are Islam versus Christianity / Catholicism / Constantinism, then whatever else. Emperors versus popes. Why is it? Because if this is a Christian nation and all that stuff, then they're going to have Christian Bible to take the oath on. No, not the founding fathers. Oh, no. None of that. You get Pope to come and bring you down to the Vatican vault stuff or whatever like that. They have Asiatic women down there. They got no European on the wall. You know European Jesus that they're worshiping? Just give them the energy. In this seminal letter on toleration, 1689, John Locke insisted that Muslims and all others who believed in God be tolerated in England. Campaigning for religious freedom in Virginia, Jefferson followed Locke, his idol, in demanding recognition of the religious rights of the Mohammedan, the Jew, and the pagan. So the Mohammedan, quote unquote, the Jew should be all these people, the Hebrew Israelites and all of them that claim their 12 tribes and whatever else. and the pagan, which be all the astrologers, all the crystals and the bath people and all that, drinking herbs, open the cabinet, herbs everywhere, candles. That's the pagan. The witches of Salem and all that stuff, that's the pagan. But Jefferson is following his idol, John Locke, talking about the religious rights of these people. Not the religious rights of the blacks. Blacks don't get any. Negro slaves, they don't get whatever. That's why you're going to hear the other side of the story where, well, he had slaves and all that. Yeah, because they wanted to be a slave. Like, hey, are you mad? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me because somebody wants to be a slave? He said, I need a slave to do whatever. Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, could I come do it or whatever? Then you're mad? Are you mad? Because around the same time, there were free people. Like we were talking about. Benjamin Banneker was a free Moor. I was walking around. They no lynching him or nothing. The thought didn't even come to their head to even do anything to him. Think he wasn't Islamic? So there's all this overwhelming, overwhelming evidence that the founders of the United States of America, the founding fathers, were directly in line with Islam. So now if we're looking at the people today and they're telling you democracy and all that, obviously they have nothing to do with founding fathers. Obviously these people are some new attachment. They're not the foundation. That has to be known. That's not known, then hey, continue getting whatever you're getting. But you know, CRA, tax whoever, or registration, government, whoever, having any relations. Because you don't even have jurisdiction here. Because we know that this stuff is founded on Islam. Tell Moors nothing. Don't bring up Moors. We already know what's up. This stuff's founded on Islam. There's nothing up here founded on some Christian whatever. Drew saying Jesus to all the literature was for the people who were on Jesus. But this is Islamic. And Islamic is not some Arab religion whatever. Supporting Jefferson was his old ally, Richard Henry Lee, who had made a motion in Congress on June 7, 1776, that the American colonies declare independence. True freedom, Lee asserted, embraces the Mohammedan and the Hindu as well as Christian religion. These are all their boys, remember. In his autobiography, Jefferson recounted with satisfaction that in the struggle to pass his landmark bill for establishing religious freedom in 1786, the Virginia legislature rejected by a great majority an effort to limit the bill's scope in proof that they might to comprehend within the mantle of its protection the Jew and the Gentile, the Christian and the Mohammedan. George Washington suggested a way for Muslims to obtain proper relief from a proposed Virginia bill, laying taxes to support Christian worship. On another occasion, the first president declared that he would welcome Mohammedans to Mount Vernon if they were good workmen. Officials in Massachusetts were equally insistent that their influential Constitution of 1780 afforded the most ample liberty of conscience to deists, Mohammedans, Jews, and Christians, a point that Chief Justice Theophilus Parsons affirmed in 1810. Toward Islam itself, the founding generation had differing views. An evangelical Baptist spokesman denounced Muhammad as a hateful figure who, unlike the meek and gentle Jesus, spread his religion at the point of a sword. A Presbyterian preacher in rural South Carolina dusted off Grotius' 17th century reproach that the religion of Muhammad originated in arms, breathes nothing but arms, breathes nothing but arms, is propagated by arms. Other more influential observers had a different view of Muslims. In 1783, the president of Yale College, Ezra Stiles, cited a study showing that Mohammedan morals were far superior to the Christian. In 1783, the president of Yale College, Ezra Stiles, cited a study showing that Mohammedan morals were far superior to the Christian. Far superior. Not just superior, far superior. Far superior? And you think what we're talking about is crazy? No, Karen. Not at all. Another New Englander believed that the moral principles that were inculcated by their teachers had a happy tendency to render them good members of society. The reference here, as other commentators made clear, was to Islam's belief, which it shared with Christianity, in a future state of rewards and punishments, a system of celestial carrots and sticks, which the founding generation considered necessary to guarantee good social conduct. A Mohammedan, wrote a Boston newspaper columnist, is excited to the practice of good morals in hopes that after the resurrection he shall enjoy the beautiful girls of paradise to all eternity. He is afraid to commit murder, adultery, and theft, lest he should be cast into hell, where he must drink scalding water, the scum of the damned. Benjamin Rush, the Pennsylvania signer of the Declaration of Independence and friend of Adams and Jefferson, applauded this feature of Islam, asserting that he had rather see the opinions of Confucius or Mohammed inculcated upon our youth than see them grow up wholly devoid of a system of religious principles. So Ali's not the man? We read that for you again, Karen, because I know you missed that one. Benjamin Rush, the Pennsylvania signer of the Declaration of Independence and friend of Adams and Jefferson, applauded this feature of Islam, asserting that he had rather see the opinions of Confucius or Muhammad inculcated upon our youth than see them grow up wholly devoid of a system of religious principles. Telling you that they have no principles, and we gave them everything that it takes to save a nation. And our prophet told us to take that thing and save ourselves, because it was given to every other man on earth to save themselves with. But now we don't want to be Islamic, because I don't want to wear those dresses. Alright. I'd rather eat fried chicken. I just don't want to wear the hat after I eat the fried chicken and get the grease on my hair. Alright. You're only playing yourself, because this is not what we say. This is what their history in America says. This is not what Moors or we're making up something or whatever. You think we're wrong? Go talk to them. Go tell them they're wrong. Go tell them they don't know what they're talking about. Don't tell Moors that we don't know what we're talking about. Go tell the government library building. Go to them. Go debate them about Islam is not good for the salvation of our people. All their founding fathers used Islam. All their founding fathers used Islam. And the other part of it is, don't get caught up in the other side of, yeah, they're doing that to the Muslims, and then you're looking at some pale Arabs, and I don't see nobody that looks like you talking about they're violating your religious rights. I've only seen some pale Arabs, because they're not the original Muslims. We are. They're later. They capitalized. Then they put on the caste system. Just like who did? Just like the modern European did. Colonize. And then misclassify the people. And then you rule forever. If they don't know who they are, you rule. Guess what they're ruling under? Islam. You're talking about some Freemasonic and all this BS. You don't even know what you're talking about. Everything they're doing is Islamic. You're so lost. Everything they're doing is Islamic. That ordinary citizens shared these positive views is demonstrated by a petition of a group of citizens of Chesterfield County, Virginia, to the State Assembly, November 14th, 1785. Quote, "Let Jews, Mohammedans, and Christians of every denomination enjoy religious liberty. Thrust them not out now by establishing the Christian religion, lest thereby we become our own enemies and weaken this infant state. It is men's labor in our manufactories, their services by sea and land, that aggrandize our country, and not their creeds. Chain your citizens to the state by their interests. Let Jews, Mohammedans, and Christians of every denomination find their advantage in living under your laws." The founding fathers of this nation explicitly included Islam in their vision of the future of the Republic. Freedom of religion, as they conceived it, encompassed it. Adherents of the faith were, with some exceptions, regarded as men and women who would make law-abiding, productive citizens. Far from fearing Islam, the founders would have incorporated it into the fabric of American life. James H. Hudson is chief of the manuscript division and author of many books, including most recently, Religion and the Founding of the American Republic, 1998.
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now, okay? You saw after midterm elections, we saw so many Muslims elected. I don't know the exact number, but there were quite a few. We had that woman out of Minnesota. Now she's going into Congress and she's got to wear a head covering. They want to put their hand on the Quran and be sworn in. No, you have to be sworn in on the Bible. But we have an Islamic invasion into our government offices. Now, yes, I'll say this, we have freedom of religion in this country that protects anyone to have any kind of religion that they want. And that's great. That's one of our freedoms, right? But I'm sorry, anyone that is a Muslim that believes in Sharia law does not belong in our government. But the generations of Black and Hispanic men, do you want to know what holds them down? Gangs. Being in gangs and dealing drugs is what holds them down. The lack of education is what holds them down. That's not a white person thing, but gangs control them. They tell the young men in their communities, don't go to school. Don't you move out of this project. Don't you move out of this community. You join this gang. And that's where you belong. You belong with us. The gangs are holding them back. It's not white people. It's crazy. There is an Islamic invasion.
But it's interesting. The complicated history of Thomas Jefferson's Quran. One of the country's first two Muslim congresswomen elected, both in November. Laib said she hoped to make a critical point with the choice of tone. It's important to me because a lot of Americans have this kind of feeling that Islam is somehow foreign to American history. Muslims were there at the beginning. Longtime Congress watchers recall Rep. Keith Ellison, America's first Muslim member of the body, also used Jefferson's Quran for his 2007 swearing in. It demonstrates that from the very beginning of our country, we had people who were visionary, who were religiously tolerant, who believed that knowledge and wisdom could be gleaned from any number of sources, including the Quran. These are worthy sentiments, but they are also not the whole story. That is because Jefferson's 1734 translation of the Quran was not produced out of a special love for Islam, but rather to further Christian missionary efforts in Muslim lands. As translator George Sale wrote in his introduction to the reader, whatever use an impartial version of the Quran may be of in other aspects, it is absolutely necessary to undeceive those who from the ignorant or unfair translations which have appeared have entertained too favorably an opinion of the original, and also to enable us effectually to expose the imposture. While Sale opposed the coerced conversion of Muslim and acknowledged virtues in Muhammad's teachings, he was nonetheless a product of this religious fraught time who saw Islam as fundamentally foreign. In other words, Jefferson's Quran is a more complicated artifact than the past decade or so of media coverage would have you believe. But does that mean the book is ill-suited to make induction of Muslim legislature into the American government? Not at all. In fact, Jefferson's Quran would be particularly appropriate for this occasion, not in spite of the prejudice within it, but because of it. They are not against anything Islamic. And the issue that we have, again, as a people, is that our people are looking at Islam the way Karen's looking at Islam. Because we already know what's up as Moors. As Moors, we don't have debates with the people who call themselves Muslim. Because off the top, they know we're in a different jurisdiction as far as Islam. We're not in the jurisdiction that they're in. Just like the Gnostic and the Christian. Christian knows who the Gnostic is. So again, the Prophet told the Moors, leave the Christianity over there. That's not your stuff. That's not yours. That's foreign to you. You have your own ancient creed of your forefathers and foremothers. You have their creed. So these modern Europeans are going to set up their whole foundation that you see right now. They just had elections and all that stuff, and people stealing votes and whatever like that. All that's going on because of Islam. Still today, because they're still taking oaths on Qurans right now. Why didn't they have reverence for some Indian whatever? Remember, they're in America. How come they're in America, but they're looking at Muslim as the pattern? How come they're not looking at the Aboriginal and Indigenous whatever? How come? How come it doesn't even come up that, oh yeah, we took some stuff from the Aboriginals or whatever? They're talking about they took the stuff from Islam. We're deists. We're Islamic. What you see today is not the stuff that the founding fathers brought. And that's why Europeans are big mad. That's why Europeans are mad. Certain ones. Because time's been up. Because first they had a Kenyan in the White House, now they have Hindustani in the White House. You think this stuff is, thought you have to be a United States citizen and all that. You got a nationality, they're not citizen. They're naturalized citizen, they're not citizen. If they're playing fair. You're not playing fair. And then people showing that people got Biden mask on and stuff like this. What is this? What is going on? The Mission Impossible? About taking people's face and stuff like that? That's what's going on right now? Face off is going on right now? People taking people's face? This is nuts. This stuff is just like the movies right now. All the good movies. All the good movies happening right now. All the good shows. Everything's happening right now. Right now. Just get the popcorn. Get the popcorn. If you don't want your birthright, just get the popcorn. You already know that you got the alkaline water and all that stuff. We ain't even drinking from the tap. It's the last thing you do from the tap. You're just not going to waste the water to wash dishes. Save the good water to drink. Wash dishes with the BS. One wipe. 10-second rule. You don't waste nothing. Waste nothing. Just make sure you have some popcorn. They're down with Islam. Everything right now is for the Moors to see that they've been right the whole time. That's all. Keep doing what you're doing, Moors. Everything that you're doing is exactly what's supposed to be done. So don't even worry about what crazy people are talking about. We're letting you know where you're at is what's up. Whatever it is that you're doing. You're doing it for the nation and all that. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Keep evolving. Interesting about the devil is that it's the lower self. So it all comes back to man. Are you going to live in righteousness? Or are they going to live in illusion? Are they going to be Cypher or Neo? Because everybody could be Neo. Some people just want to be Cypher. And most people want their steak. Most people want their steak. Most people, you know. These United States of America corporation that people call government, Canada corporation, people call government, all these things are founded on Islam. The founding fathers, sons, who you're seeing today claiming that they have some type of jurisdiction, are all modern Europeans. And because we don't declare our nationality and proclaim who we are, they can't go back home. Because you have to think now. They came here to escape the Moors. Now, 400 years later, they're dealing with the Moors. And then can't go back home because Moors are waking up over there. And like we said, you don't have to make this thing hard. Just put Moorish in front of anything you're saying you are. You ancient Egyptian? Okay, you're Moorish ancient Egyptian. Rastafarian? Okay, you're Moorish Rastafarian. You're a Moorish Hebrew Israelite. You're a Moorish Nuwapian. You're a Moorish nation of gods and earths. You're a Moorish nation of Islam. Just do that. Help us out here. I'm not saying don't be who you are. I'm saying just have your nationality. Why can't you have a nationality and be Nation of Islam? Like, what's the problem? Oh, because then you're going to have to wear fezzes and you're going to have to start really looking like Moors and all that. And y'all ain't having that. It's a bit too much. They don't want to go there. They don't want to go there. No changing the narrative. No changing the narrative. Even though we win, we already got our Rolls Royces and we already got our everything. We don't even need anything else. So we just do for our nation now, since we all made it. No? So we'll play colonizer games? All right. It's all good. That's why we say honors to all Moors. Honors to all Moors worldwide. Don't forget tomorrow, 2 p.m. We're getting back up on it. Sunday session. Sunday session tomorrow. 2 p.m. Canaanland Moors 2. We should just wear whatever we want. Yeah, there's the thing with the wear whatever we want, right? The thing with that is that without being in some type of cultural habit, you're left to be victim to whatever jurisdiction people want to assume. So the attire actually sets the jurisdiction so that there's no words don't even need to be said. See somebody with a fez on, they're a prince. You don't just run up on them and talk to them. That's just right? You see a woman in a turban, that's, you're not going over there to go try to get a number. Because it sets the standard without even words having to be said. Right? Yeah. We got baseball hats, but baseball hat has Circle 7 on it. Baseball hat says Moors on it. Baseball hat is, you know what I mean, one of our hats that a Moor made. Because Moors like hats too. Like, yeah, we get it. You know what I mean? You know, you get it. You're a baller, you want a Moorish bandana. You know, a Moorish headband. You know? You want the Moorish headband. So we get it. Right? But showing it changes things. Turban or fez. It doesn't have to be a turban if you're lazy or whatever. Tie a t-shirt on your head, call it a turban. Don't worry about the waves and all that stuff. Just put on the stocking cap before. Don't worry. Not messing up no waves. Like, what you mean? Your hair's like that. Put on a turban. Put on your wave cap before you put on your turban or whatever. You'll be all right. And just see the difference. Just see the difference. You don't have to go as far as Fez. You don't have to go that far. Take a t-shirt. Just take a mere t-shirt, white t-shirt, wrap it on your head like a turban. And just look how people deal with you. See if they deal with you different. And then some other time do the hat backwards and all that. And I don't even mind if the mothers and they feel, the turbans or work or whatever like that, and you know what I mean, you got to do the turban hat. The turban hat's easy. You got your natural hair underneath there or whatever, then do the turban hat. You know what I mean? It's where your heart's at. But just don't look like the average woman out there. And brother, don't look like the average brother. If you know that you're on some type of level as far as knowledge, express that. You know what I mean? Wear your beads and whatever. Have your crystals on you, and yeah, all that stuff is good. But the cultural habit, like when we look at, the Druze with yarmulke and Punjabis with turban, Hindus with saris and all that, they don't move from their stuff. They don't move from their stuff. They don't move. Right? And they're born with that. We're just finding that out 20, 30, 40, just finding out some stuff about we're Moors. We're just finding out. Stuff been around 100 years, we're just finding out right now. Who's the advertising manager? They suck. Advertising manager sucks. Or somebody sold out. There's no way that we can't know about this. We know about all this other stuff. Tell me about fossils and shit. You can't tell me about Juali. All this stuff when Europeans were created and all this stuff, but when it comes to Moors and Juali, you can't tell me anything about that. Got clay tablets talking all types of crazy stuff. With Juali, oh no, you don't know about that. Interesting. It's very interesting. You know so much. You tell me that we're Moors. I get it. I get it. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. I'll close out with this one again because this one's crazy.
Sufi mystic, T4 from the hype Moorish tradition. The Sufi mystic, T4 from the hype Moorish tradition. Perpendicular position, no longer in that mummy state. They lied to us, said we got shipped from miles away. But the Olmec heads look just like me. The flow a gift like Patron, Saint Maurice. That's charitable, these lands inheritable. We're virgin of a state inevitable. So stop this Jeep, I'm on a plane out of your reach. And I ain't talking Delta seats. All metaphysics with a well-blended civics. We caliphs, not lieutenants. This guy was jealous like Musa bin Nusayr. Juali revelation, new Moors is here. Displaying the art.
Moorish master MC, also a grand chic. Delectable Negroes, barbecue and the clan meet. See me in my fairs, won't mistake me for black man. I'm colored, might assume I'm a Masonic brother. Brown chronic lover, either roll or edible supper. Vibrate at a high rate, turn to a dimension jumper. Hit the soul plane, quick build with the profit. Get back to the earth plane, dismissed on the docket. Magistrate lane, environment janitor, bring the comment. No bond paid, temple gets a deposit.
Yeah, I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. I could do it.
The Sufi mystic T-Pour from the hype Moorish tradition. Perpendicular position, no longer in that mummy state. They lied to us, said we got shipped from miles away. But the Olmec heads look just like me. The flow a gift like Patriot, Saint Maurice. That's charitable, these lands inheritable. Reversion of a state inevitable. So stop the street, I'm on a plane out of your reach. And I ain't talking Delta seats. All metaphysics with a well-blended civics. We caliphs, not lieutenants. This guy was jealous like Musa bin Nusayr. Drew Ali revelation, Newt Moors is here. Displaying the art, Khalifa society, matriarch.
Moorish master MC, also a grand chic. Delectable Negroes, barbecue and the clan meet. See me in my fairs, won't mistake me for black man. I'm colored, might assume I'm a Masonic brother. Brown chronic lover, either roll or edible supper. Vibrate at a high rate, turn to a dimension jumper. Hit the soul plane, quick build with the profit. Get back to the earth plane, dismissed on the docket. Magistrate lane, environment janitor, bring the comment. No bond paid, temple gets a deposit. Sketch not composite, left no witness, left blue on the litmus. Get altitude sickness, so high on your head. Whenever I spit this, I'm the type to forget, so you get no forgiveness. Business is strictly like Eric and Parrish. Moreno is my status if you're speaking in Spanish. Man or manish when I draw from the chalice. Looking like the paintings of Arabs. Tiger head rug in the palace. Accepting your challenge. Final glove slap since you thought I was average. Carried by 1,000 scarabs over the hot sand. Last name comes from Moors that rule Scots land. Black or Moors you thought Elizabeth got banned. Drew Ali name known again was not planned. Try to call me Indian, no that will not stand. Forget to say the prayer, now I feel I'm in Copland. Forgot the amethyst, stop rubbing on stone shaman. Cause a glitch in the matrix, stop feds from charging. Body frozen walking past, their eyes enlarging. With a ray gun like Marvin Martian. That's all folks when we activate carbon. End it all like arson, or your face on a carton.
I'm a Moorish American man national. 360 degrees is added to my arsenal. Like a carpenter, got me building temples, but mentally. Noble Jew, I lead the measure and stick your activities. I came here to predatory, changing negativity precisely. My purpose is to uplift humanity. So why you mad at me? Cause you know I'm a Moor. 2,000 years with the prophet like I've been here before. Go ahead and diss the prophet cause you're so immature. When justice come knock at your door, bodies will get the floor. Like a fofo, puzzle your brain just like a jigsaw. Muthi cut your head off and did we play ping pong? Looking through the peephole cause you hear the ding dong. I don't sing songs, I'm the champ with no rings on. Concrete jungle gives a fuck about King Kong. I'm ready to go and when I die I scream out yeehaw like Kid Jaw. Cause my last words would be Islam. What up, more? My higher self is keeping me this calm.